What if Captain America fought in the Civil War? This tale begins with a young hacker who has dubbed himself the Watcher. Through his incredible abilities, he was able to access resources from other worlds. In one such world, Steve Rogers showed up in the Civil War instead of World War II, and he was able to find the private journal of Stephen Rogers. So we're able to read this tale in Stephen Rogers' own words. In August 1863, Stephen Rogers has arrived at Jayhawker Camp on the heavily contested Kansas and Missouri border. Amongst others, he's greeted by Colonel Buck Barnes. Rogers has never seen anything like him. Fearless, compassionate, everything Rogers wants to be in a soldier, as he's joined the fight for equality and freedom to end the plague of slavery. Rogers' first battle was in Jackson County, Missouri. But upon entering the fight, Rogers is heavily confused as to what is happening. He sees no graycoats as it appears they're just ransacking a town. He runs into a barn to find nothing but a bunch of children. This has to be some sort of mistake. The Union would never do this. They're just raiding and looting this town. He sees that even Colonel Buck Barnes has fallen to this corruption, and he ponders how high up this may go. General Grant, even Lincoln himself. Colonel Barnes found Corporal Rogers with the children in the barn, and he orders him to execute them. But Rogers straight up refuses to do that act of evil and attacks Buck Barnes. Rogers is completely outmatched, but by some miracle, an eagle swoops down and attacks Barnes, giving him time to let the children escape. But Corporal Rogers is still shot in the back. He has no idea how he's still on his feet at this point. He stumbles to the side of the building, just trying to put something between him and Colonel Barnes. Where out of nowhere, some horses bum rush him and he gets caught up in their reign, and they dragged him away. He was dragged for what seemed like hours before he heard a voice. "Wake up, Union man. Protect my children." There aren't any children nearby, but he's awoken by a man named Private Wilson, along with a volunteer Indian regiment, composed of Cherokee, Shawnee, Osage, and many others. After Private Wilson's parents were killed, he grew up a free man in Indian Territory, and he knew that Rogers was brought to them for a purpose. Private Wilson was raised by the medicine man of his tribe. The medicine man told him that one day a soldier would be brought to him that would bring union to the people. So Private Wilson begins to perform a ritual to unlock Rogers' full potential. But outside, Buck Barnes has arrived demanding to see Rogers. Rogers feels like he's dying, but in fact he's being reborn. As he is on the inside, so he will become on the outside. And at that very moment, Buck Barnes kicks in the door and sees the full force of the power himself. Both Rogers and Barnes looked into a power as old as the earth, and they both became as they were on the inside, on the outside. With Barnes emerging as the White Skull, demanding his troops open fire on everyone. Private Wilson then lunges out attacking Barnes, but he didn't survive. And at that moment, Rogers bursts out in his true form, becoming the ideal that he is in his heart, throwing his shield as it becomes an eagle, defeating the White Skull. Rogers was promoted to captain by the end of the war, but the papers just called him Captain America.